The clouds of war are forming. Sibling rivalry is at its peak, and it's taken a bitter turn. Shared ancestry and history mean nothing anymore. We're not talking about people, but nations. The Korean peninsula is on the edge. North and South Korea are preparing for something that hasn't been witnessed since World War II. A nuclear war. A few days ago, North Korea unveiled a new tactical nuclear submarine. North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un attended the ceremony. This is their first ever homemade nuclear submarine, and it's called Submarine number 841. This is a major boost to North Korea's offensive capabilities, and Kim Jong Un doesn't want to stop with just one.
Based on the valuable experience and technology gained from the construction of submarine number 841, we will have to rapidly pursue the process of converting all medium-sized submarines into attack types in order to turn those existing submarines into nuclear submarines at once.
For the first time, North Korea is flexing its navy. Kim Jong Un believes that having a strong navy will ensure that his nation stays powerful.
Let me assure that in the next 5 or 10 years, we will have to create an era in which our Navy forces evolve so that we can meet the absolute mission that other military sectors can never replace.
Apart from a new submarine, North Korea has made strides in developing another crucial weapon. These are the missiles capable of carrying a nuclear payload. North Korea has at least 40 different types of ballistic missiles, but Pyongyang's most lethal missile is the Hwasong-17. It's capable of delivering a nuclear payload. It can carry multiple warheads, and the total warhead payload can reach up to 3,500 kilograms. The Hwasong-17 has a range of up to 15,000 kilometers, which means it can strike any city in the United States, including Washington, D.C. and New York. The missile has been test-launched 3 times since 2022, and each time the launch has been successful. Hwasong-17's threat has pushed South Korea and the United States closer to each other. In August, South Korea and the US held their largest ever military drills. They called it Exercise Ulchi Freedom Shield 2023. Thousands of US soldiers arrived in South Korea for the exercise. Ulchi Freedom Shield 2023 had 4 main aspects to it. The first was creating a joint military action plan. This was done by high-ranked generals of both the nations, and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol headed the session.
North Korea's nuclear and missile capabilities pose the most significant and dire threat currently in existence. The provocative actions of North Korea, including cyber warfare and psychological warfare, are becoming increasingly intelligent and diverse. During such times, the overwhelming strength of the South Korea-US alliance, coupled with the practical training and exercises of South Korean and US troops, along with their resolute mental preparedness, serves as the foundation of power that deters North Korean provocations and enables an immediate and decisive response in case of any North Korean provocation.
The second part of the drills was to practice warlike situations. Soldiers and tanks conducted live fire drills, and the objective was to increase the cooperation between the troops.
It's designed to be a tough and realistic exercise to strengthen the combined defense posture of the alliance response capabilities based on scenarios that reflect diverse threats within the security environment and lessons learned from recent wars and conflicts.
Towards the second half of Exercise Ulchi Freedom Shield 2023, both the participating militaries took their operations to a higher level. Soldiers spent most of their time together. They held joint urban warfare drills. They practiced attacking from the tight spaces of buildings and simulated fighting against an enemy that had entered cities. After successfully completing the urban warfare campaign, the soldiers conducted drills in open waters. Special forces of South Korea and the US took part in amphibious assault drills. Loaded up on speedboats, the troops undertook infiltration drills through the sea. After that, it was time for the big machines to join the drills. First came the tanks and artillery guns. Allied forces showed their marksmanship as tanks hit their practice targets with bullseye accuracy. Then it was the turn for the fighter jets. South Korean and US jets took part in the live fire drills. They dropped long-range guided bombs that hit targets with precision. Both South Korea and the US have hailed the success of Ulchi Freedom Shield 2023. The two allies wanted to increase bilateral interoperability and trust, and it looks like they've achieved both. With North Korea's nuclear arrogance, the US and South Korea have taken their ties to new heights. A third nation, too, has joined the alliance, Japan. Despite Japan and South Korea having a rocky history, the US has convinced Japan to partner up against North Korea. In August, the US hosted the two countries and formed a new trilateral alliance.
Welcome, everyone. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. President, it's an honor to welcome you both here today to inaugurate the Camp David trilateral between our three nations, among our three nations. It's not only the first summit I've hosted at Camp David, it's the first ever standalone summit between the leaders of Japan and Republic of Korea and the United States. And I can think of no better way to mark our new chapter of our trilateral cooperation than meeting here at Camp David.
North Korea sees the growing US presence as a threat. Kim Jong Un blames Washington, D.C. for fueling nuclear tensions in the Korean peninsula. So what has Pyongyang done about it? It's also forming alliances. North Korea has always been a close ally of China. But now a new partner is emerging, Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin wants closer ties with Kim Jong Un. In fact, the two leaders even met recently. Kim Jong Un left his paradise for the first time since 2019. And where did he go? To the Russian city of Vladivostok to meet Putin. They were working with each other on multiple fronts. North Korea supplies small arms like rockets and artillery shells to Russia, which are then used in the war against Ukraine. In return, Russia is helping North Korea with missile and drone technology. Moscow has become an extremely important ally for Kim Jong Un. During the Korean War's 70th anniversary, he even gave Russia's defense minister a personalized tour of North Korea's ballistic missiles and other modern weapons. Clearly, North Korea has found a new ally in Russia. North and South Korea are arming up and allying with friends. Kim Jong Un's nuclear rhetoric is at its peak. He blames the US for meddling in the Korean peninsula. The US says it supports its allies South Korea and Japan against Kim Jong Un's nuclear threats. The Korean peninsula was in a similar situation in 1950, and it led to the Korean War. Things haven't changed much since then. But the biggest difference is that now North Korea has weapons of mass destruction. A nuclear war would be devastating, and neither side would want that. But it seems like Kim Jong Un has different plans. This month, he said that his forces simulated a nuclear attack on South Korea. He says he plans of occupying the whole southern territory. Clearly, he's not a leader who wants peace, and he's unpredictable. This is pushing South Korea into a deeper alliance with the US. But will South Korea continue to rely on the US, or will Seoul seek its own nuclear weapons? Either way, the Korean peninsula remains heavily militarized. Both North and South Korea have to tread with caution, because even the slightest trigger could lead to a catastrophic war.